Is Laura Ingraham on?
Hey, Glenn, how are you?
How are you?
I'm fantastic. You're going to be at the Performing Arts Center. That gives new meaning to the words performing arts. That's awesome.
Yeah, the Kennedy Center. I have a feeling that it's just going to drive
crumble.
A lot of people are just going to go. They're going to lose their mind.
My question is that big bust. The iconic bust, the classic. Massive head of John F. Kennedy. Will that just crack in two?
I'm not really sure. You know what? John F. Kennedy was more of he was much more of an American conservative than I bet 80% of the people in Congress now.
Can I say something about what I love that you're doing on your show every day? This is going to sound like a shameless suck-up moment of the day, but it happens to be true. The Road to Serfdom. I am so glad that you have brought this to the fore. People who hadn't read it in college or hadn't been introduced to Hayek and what he predicted would happen with this enslavement mentality that we were developing, sadly, in our country. If we don't get on the right path, free market reforms and opening up, this land of possibility to everyone. It is so essential that people go back and read that, and you've brought that out again, and I just think that is fabulous.
Hats
off to you.
May I just say, I'm going to turn it back around on you and say, this is going to sound like suck up, but this is absolutely true. Do you know why I read that book?
Why?
You shamed me into it. You didn't. You probably don't even remember. You and I were having a conversation long time ago. I don't even know when. And you said to me, "A Road to Serfdom," and I looked at you and went, "Yeah." And you said, "You haven't read Road to Serfdom?" And I said, "Yeah," and hadn't. I told you no, and you said, "Oh, you have to read Road to Serfdom." I went out, I bought it. I don't know the last time you looked at it. It looks like the most eye-bleed, boring book of your life.
It's so good, though.
And I read it because of you.
Oh, great! Well, that's fantastic. I'd forgotten I said that to you, but that's awesome. Fantastic.
Well, there you go. You forget so many great things. All right, so you have the book out, the Obama Diaries. How's it doing?
It's great. I'm following your lead, Glenn, from Threshold Publishers, which I know you have your own imprint in, and they've done a great job. And
they're great.
We debuted at #1, and we duked it out for #2, and two for the succeeding 2 weeks, even though we sold more than the book that was ahead of us. But that's that doesn't happen. No,
that never happens.
No, exactly. Happens. But no, it's been fantastic, and people say, "Oh, well, this is satire," and how can you satirize the Obamas? And I say, well, look, these diary entries that I didn't ask for them; they just came to me, Glenn. But these diary entries are turning out to be more prescient and true than I ever dreamed they would be. About the travels and the Spanish extravagance and the infighting and the intrigue about Hillary. Will she be the Veep or not? And, it's all kind of it's in their musings, and I just lay it out there.
When I wrote the Overton Window, I had a hard time. We had to go back and change stuff because we were like, oh crap, they did that.
You can't predict it.
I know, it's unbelievable.
Hey, can I say something else? And again, I haven't talked to you in a long time, and we at our show here, and so many of the folks I've met are huge fans of yours and supporters of yours, and are thrilled about the 828 rally. Lots of folks are like, Laura, are you going to be there? I'm like, I haven't gotten invited. So maybe.
You know what? Here, Laura, I'm not having anybody political on stage except for Sarah Palin, and that's just to introduce and talk as a mother on troops. But I'd love to have you there. We have a VIP section. We'd love to have you there.
Well, I think I'm in town. I might have my 1 week vacation then, but I'm not positive. I'd love to be there if I can be there because I support what you're doing. But my brother Brooks, who lives in Seoul, South Korea, watches your show in Seoul, and he's always emailing me. Talk to Glenn. I love what he did. Because he's a big student of history, but he says you have a big following in Korea, so it's a worldwide phenomenon.
That's where the big following is.
Yeah.
Laura, what do you think? Do you think that I said this the other day that these people, the Obamas, either know something that we don't know. They're just not going to. Why worry about elections? They are just completely tone deaf and stupid, which I don't think is the case. Or they really aren't planning on running for a second term. because there's no way to sell any of the stuff that they're doing, and this trip overseas and everything else, they're just completely out of step with the American people. Do you think they care?
Well, I really believe that they consider themselves as kind of floating above the country, that they never truly seemed to embrace the American ideal. They were historic. They were iconic from the very beginning. And so when he spoke of America overseas, when he did the apology Orama and talked, we're not a nation of torturers. America is exceptional, like the Greeks consider themselves exceptional. There was never a sense of being of America, right? There was a sense that yes, we're there, but we're more global citizens or even global celebrities. And I think they really believe that aura will somehow rescue them again. That the Republicans won't rise to the occasion. They don't have anyone with the same wattage as they have, and that they'll basically be able to transcend whatever the right does.
Do you see anybody that is? Do you think Chris Christie would run?
I like him.
I do too.
I like him a lot, and I think it's the idea of someone who's not working out every 5 seconds and might be a little bit corpulent but has really good common sense ideas. That actually might be the anti-Obama play, and could be really fascinating. So I love Christie. I mean, I like a lot of the people out there.
Who do you think's going to run? Do you think Sarah Palin's going to run?
Guessing what Sarah's going to do. I think not, but I'm just.
I think so too.
I don't think so. I think she's a king and queen maker, and I think that's an incredibly positive role. And she's an entrepreneur, and look, she has more experience than Barack Obama ever had, and obviously wouldn't be doing some of the boneheaded things he's doing. So she would have been, now she would be leaps and bounds beyond what he's done, and that's not saying much, but she would have done great.
Can Mitt Romney win with his flirting with socialism is he a progressive or is he a guy?
No, he's not. I mean, I think that Romney, look, Glenn, I mean, he got caught in this Iraq trap, I think, in the last election. He was talking a lot about Iraq and war on terror, and people were just tired of that. They wanted the CEO in chief out of Romney, and I told him that at the time. I was a big supporter of his. I really like him a lot, but he didn't follow through on growing the prosperity class message, which I think he's now onto. He needs to mess up his hair a little bit, do a little less Ward Cleaver and a little more Fonzie.
It's not going to happen.
No.
It's not going to happen.
Maybe not.
I've seen the guys. It's not going to happen.
No, probably not.
Newt Gingrich, can he win?
I think the problem maybe with Newt is that he has incredible ideas, and I like Newt very much. I mean, look, I'd love him. If he would be president tomorrow, I'd be a happy person. I think what he might be perceived as, though, Glenn, is a little too 1994, and that people want 2012. They don't want 1994 as much as they love Gingrich, and I could be totally wrong, but that's what I'm just.
Do you see anybody out there that you say nobody really knows about this person, but this person you have to watch?
Well, no, and I don't really see anyone sort of emerging from the states that we don't know of, and maybe there would be. But Rick Perry is someone I think a lot of people are talking about as well, and Glenn Beck and people like that.
Yeah, right. The Tea Party. Trent Lott says it's over. We don't need a bunch of Tea Party goers and Jim DeMint's coming up here to the Capitol. They still don't seem the party Republicans still don't seem to get it. Which one lasts longer, the Tea Party movement or the Republicans, as they have shown themselves to be over the last decade?
Yeah, that's an excellent way of putting it. Well, look, in the Obama Diaries, they write about the Tea Parties. They demonize the Tea Parties, the tea baggers. We're gonna connect them with acts of violence or vandalism across the country. We're gonna make them look like really mean, intolerant, terrible people. And it's kind of played out that way, right? I mean, they're always dismissed and demeaned. But what I found, and I just came off the 21 city book tour. What I found is that it's really kind of an America movement. I think the Tea Party moniker has kind of outlived its use. I think this is just an America movement. I mean, and you and others are really, responsible for igniting this new civic engagement that's very positive. It's a forward-looking, positive, and hopeful approach. And I have this chapter called The Happy Warriors, And I think that, and I know, Glenn, someone says told me you've been known to cry at times, but I don't buy that.
No, that's a rumor.
No, I don't buy that at all.
That's CGI.
Oh, you're a tough guy.
Yeah.
But no, but being a happy warrior, you also have a lot of fun in what you do, and because you believe in what you're doing. That's what Reagan taught us. We need to do that, and the America movement, Tea Party, whatever you want to call it. I think that is a very hopeful moment for the country, and well, we really are the community organizers, are we not?
The name of, I wish we weren't. The name of the book, #1 New York Times bestseller, is the Obama Diaries. The author, of course, is Laura Ingraham. Laura, as always, good talking to you.
Glenn, congrats on all the success. I hope to see you on the 28th.
I hope you're there.
All right, take care.
See you then.
Bye-bye.
Glenn